Hello there, hi, welcome back to Adventures in Music with me, Jim, where we listen to, talk about, and do all sorts of things music-y. Now, today, I've got something that is unusual for the channel. I think we've got some bluegrassy country style vibes going on here. This is a request for Diane Schneider, who's been a member of my coffee club for a long, long time. And as a result, of course, she gets some choices of her own for music for me to listen to. Back 18 months ago, I did a sort of a crowdfunding thing to help me pay for the Vimeo subscription for the year, which I think has since we've let go. But Diane contributed to that, and at the time, I was rewarding or giving back a reaction video to a specific song for donating to that. And at that time, she requested some Billy Strings, and I'll be honest, I've not listened to any since then, but I have got the CD. So the tracks that she wants me to listen to all come from the same album. The album's called Home, and it came out in 2019. So who is Billy Strings, you may well be asking? Well, let me tell you. According to Wikipedia, Billy Strings was born William Lee Apstol in 1992, so he's quite young. He's an American guitarist, singer, songwriter, and bluegrass musician. He has released 4 studio albums, with his album Home winning the Grammy Award for Best Bluegrass Album in 2021. I didn't even know there was a award for Best Bluegrass Album. So, and then he won the award again in 2025 for the album Live Volume 1. What can I tell you about this album? Home. Home is the 4th studio album. It charted on the Billboard Bluegrass Albums for 77 weeks, peaking at number 1 and being the first studio album by Billy Strings to do so. The album was titled Home as Strings was starting to feel at home in his Nashville residence and in the music industry as a whole. So, this is, as I say, new territory, really, for me, for the channel. Diane has not picked the whole album. We're going for some individual tracks. So we've got, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought we got more than that. I think we've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got 7 tracks. So we've got Must Be 7 as the first one, Running, Away from the Mire, Home, Highway Hypnosis, Guitar Piece, and A Long Forgotten Dream. So, without any further ado, let's get listening. Here we go then. 3, 2, 1, bosh.
Broken dishes, cigarette burns on the floor. She held a look of disbelief and wandered through the door to have a seat and meet the parents of the child that was heading the wrong way. And it's probably
I guess this is what you describe as traditional American folk music, isn't it?
Paper tearing off the walls, a rotten moldy sink. Well, he wandered to the counter just to fix himself a drink. Like there wasn't something wrong, like he couldn't see the sorrow in the song.
Nice.
And it must be 7 years since he tipped his hat and told him all so long.
Banjo, tick. Fiddle, tick. Acoustic guitar, tick. Upright bass.
Well, she was so distracted by the color of the room, she never thought that she would see her little flower bloom and take the cards that he was filled, fill the house with big bad wolf could not blow down. And it must be 7 years now since they turned their lives around. She said, stay on track. Don't what's left behind, and don't look back. Don't look back.
Well, there's no denying he can play guitar. The bass line is a bit like some oompa music.
Well, the house shrunk in the rear view and they left it far behind. It faded out of sight, back to the shadows of her mind, like the shards of shattered mirrors, broken pieces scattered over the burial ground. And it must be 7 years now since they got out of that town. She said, stay on track. Don't let me see you looking back. Never mind what's left behind, and don't look back. Don't look back.
Don't look back. Right. This is Running.
I can go. I'm running and running from all the things I know. Well, I had to leave it somewhere, so I left it far behind. I had to get away from all the trouble I might find. Run to the river, run to the sea, run from the evil that's been calling you and me. If we keep rolling right out of town, we'll reach the promised land before they tear it down.
I'm really quite surprised at myself that I'm enjoying this as much as I am. It is absolutely amazing musicianship. Incredible, in fact.
Train running and running, and I won't be back again. Nobody ever told me I'd be riding on the blind. Well, the rumble and the rattle seems to ease my worried mind. Run to the river, run to the sea, run from the evil that's been calling you and me. If we keep rolling,
I'm so glad you're listening to this. I suspect I'm going to not get as many views. Well, I probably will get views on this, but it'll be a different audience. And I don't care. I know the channel's called Adventures in Music, and for a lot of people this isn't that adventurous, but for me this is very much outside my comfort zone.
Run to the river, run to the sea, run from the evil that's been calling you and me. If we keep rolling right out of town, we'll reach the promised land before they tear it down.
So I'm just working this out. Born in 1992, this came out in 2019. So it'd have been 26, 7, something like that. Right, new song. Away from the Mire. He's got a voice that sounds like a much older man. He's been drinking whiskey,
Remember the
smoking
time
cigarettes all his life.
we were both eye to eye, and we both knew the reasons why. Seemed like we'd face the world on our own. Before we collide, can we just take a moment collecting reflections of this and remember the past that we chose? Spring light to us this year again. Can't stand to face the fear again. You could always laugh about those things. It's enough to make a man feel sour, earning minutes every day by the hour, just to end up gone like everything else.
No percussion in anything we've heard so far. I don't know if that's going to be the case the whole way through. If that's
Hold on to the rhythm that's consciously held back
a
in
standard
you, drowning a
trope
song
of this
that's
genre.
long been at rest. The past is a hell. It can creep
It's funny when I listen to music like this, all I can think of is stuff like sort of the Dukes of Hazzard.
There's a reason your troubles exist. Spring light to us again this year. Still I can't stand to face the fear. Will you always laugh about those things? It's enough to make a man stay humble. Every day is just a new chance to stumble, just to end up gone like everything else. If ever a time comes around in the wheel to a place where we stand side by side, we'll be ready and able to fly away from the mind and the senseless decisions of somebody's wasted desire, through the smoke and the wind and the fire. Spring light to us this year again. Can't stand to face the fear again. You could always laugh about those things.
Oh man, isn't the world rich with music? Different sorts of music, different cultures, different backgrounds. All of it amazing. Not all of it music you want to listen to, perhaps, but all of it absolutely vital, vibrant, and valid. This is really good. I have no idea what all the different instruments are. I think we've definitely got the bass, banjo, acoustic guitar, but I think we've also got definitely an electric guitar in there, or it's mic'd up and affected acoustic. Violin still here.
Remember the time we were both eye to eye and we both knew the reasons why. Seemed like we faced the world on our own. Before we collide, can we just take a moment collecting reflections of theirs and remember the path that we chose? Spring light to us this year again. Can't stand to face the fear again. Will you always laugh about those things? It's enough to make a man feel sour, burning minutes every day by the hour, just to end up gone like everything else.
Right, we've segued into home.
Alone for a while with myself.
I think this is the one we might have listened to before.
Feel so at home.
Yeah, I vaguely recognise this.
Alone for the first time in my head. I feel so at ease there instead. Maybe I should leave my home. Maybe I should slip away. A home is a heartache, they tell me.
Percussion.
Come in, leave your shoes at the door. The phone never rings, but on time. And the paint is a dry pool on the floor. Maybe I could finish this, turn my back and walk away. Maybe I could slip away. At home there's a fire you've left burning, where the frosted designs outline the pain. And the cold winter nights keep on churning, stealing memories of sunshine and of rain. Maybe I could break this down, turn around and face the day. Maybe I could slip away.
interesting. This is going places. Ooh, nice. We're far away from Bluegrass now. Progressive country. The closest thing I've listened to like this on the channel before, other than the Billy Strings song that we heard 18 months ago, is the John Butler Trio. Which was awesome.
Alone for the first time in my head.
So good.
I feel so at ease there instead. Maybe I should leave my home. Maybe I could slip away.
Highway Hypnosis. Back into familiar territory again now.
I'm smoking, got to keep these wheels a turning. The hot board underneath me is cataclysmic.
This is so much fun, Diane. Thank you for this.
Traffic signs ain't nothing I ain't missing. I can't stand in the driving days, I'm consciously road tripping. Gone like the wind, though I see your face again. Passing through your town before you know. I gotta do my time with this whole guitar of mine. White line fever leads me to the shore.
that.
Well, the road of life I travel on, I'm moving along so freely, mesmerized and satisfied with the beauty that has found me. I travel on and sing my song to anyone who will listen, forever mindful of the gift that I've been given.
When I was growing up in our village, everything had all the usual sort of entertainment, but there's something very specific about village life. It sounds ridiculously old-fashioned and like I grew up in the sticks, but we used to have barn dances as a sort of a way to raise money for I don't know what it was, the church roof or something like that. So maybe once every couple of years they put on a barn dance, sell tickets, do raffles and that sort of stuff. And I guess that's what you'd call a ceilidh, but it is very much this sort of music. I think you had to go along to because your parents went to it. And you hated it at the time. What's going on here? Violin pretending to be a police car. Psychedelic, man.
For my money, I need to have the highway, my guitar and my sweet honey. News travels fast, my friend, but I keep traveling faster. Angels, they watch over me to keep me from disaster. Gone like the wind, though I see your face again, passing through your town before you know. Well, I gotta do my time with this old guitar of mine. White line fever leads me to the show.
Certainly gets your toes tapping. Boo! Guitar piece. I mean, really, wow. I love this. Is that a sustain coming through behind it? Needs drums. Big. It feels like it should be building to a huge rock moment there. That sustain coming back in again. Oh, that's so cool. I really like that. Of all the things I wished I could do, one of the biggest regrets of my life is never learning to play guitar. I so wish I could play the guitar. I guess it's not too late, is it? But I've got one back here, a really cheap one, but it's just to sort of noodle around it. But I've never had lessons, so I've never really known what I'm doing on it. I'd love to be able to do something like that, just to strum out some and picking. Here we go. Last track, Long Forgotten Dream.
Would you listen when the wind decides to whisper English fate? Would you heed the words within the winds that whisper it's too late? Would you see the reasons falling from the sky? Or the locusts screaming madly as you turn around and die? Could you recognize some message to relate? Have you felt the atmospheric friction churning up above? All the traits and descriptions seem to fit just like a glove. Did you see us scratching backwards through the seams? Crawling circles on our back with our dumbfounded expertise. Just the thought of this is riddled with disease. Slowly to the rhythm of this song. Would you like to tag along with us? I know it won't be long.
Well done, Diane. Well done.
Somewhere you desire. Could she lead us to the doorway? Would you sit down by the fire? And would your eyes be sealed with love instead of hate? Can you see the empty chambers of your head begin to spin, leaving nothing but the cavity for all the living skin? Would you settle for the empty space within, or just kick and scream for something else to carry your thoughts in? One foot before the other, and let's begin. Without a doubt, or have you always wondered why? Does this morning rush intrusively to flash your waking eye? Do you take it in or leave it as it lay? Would you give a nod to life before returning to the clay? Would you think about tomorrow like today?
And there we go. The end. Now, I just want to say this, that Diane, I have got to applaud you and pat you on the back, because you unflinchingly, but actually with some nerves, do come up with some really, really, I guess, sort of left field ideas for things to listen to. And I know you're often worried about them, as that, I'm not sure if it's going to be, if it's going to be upset everybody or whatever. What is lovely about it is that they are so unexpected and they're brilliant. So I'm just having a look at what we've listened to that you've selected over the last few years. Started off with some Allman Brothers Band, which probably may have got there eventually, but it was you that brought it to us initially. We've had Billy Strings, obviously, Santana. It's a Beautiful Day, and then we had a bit of Kansas as well, which was your request, I think, for last year. But you're always taking a risk, and I like that, because if we never take a risk, we end up with that, like we've been talking about, always talking about on this channel, you end up with very sort of bland, predictable music, and I don't like to have that predictability all the time. I know what I like and I like what I know, but I like to sort of push my boundaries a little bit. And you're always doing that. You're challenging what I'm listening to. And I think, actually, to be fair, most people who put requests in are the same. They are pushing me to experience things that I might not have listened to before. But I think what you're able to do, Diane, with some of your selections, is go beyond perhaps what the channel might be expecting. So that we've now got a really big chunk of sort of country bluegrass stuff on here is wicked. It's awesome, because in my preconceived ideas. I thought I knew exactly what this music was going to be like. I mean, it had obviously a lot of the traits of the genre. It sounds like it has to belong in this genre, but it's quite mature, very sophisticated music, and I don't necessarily think I was expecting that. So I'm really, really impressed. Very pleased to have heard this, and I don't say this lightly. I think I want to hear more. I mean, not today, maybe not in the next few weeks, but it's certainly not music I'm going to reject out of hand anymore, because I just had no idea. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed that. I really hope that you've enjoyed that, and anybody else who's stuck with it, got this far, has enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much. I will see you all on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. But until then, this is Jim, over and out.